What up, YouTube? It's your boy, the Big Steppin', coming back at y'all with another Big Steppin' review. If this your first time over here stepping with the steppers, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below and let your boy know where you're stepping from. You dig? Didn't really expect to make any more content, but yesterday there was something that happened that I mean, I guess you could say it kind of pissed me off, and a little bit more of the research that I did was like, man, I gotta make some content over this. As you know, yesterday, September 30th, I'm sorry, Virgil's birthday. So R.I.P. to Virgil, rest in peace, Virgil. But there was news, if you're not into the fashion world or fashion game, you know, I don't know if you heard the news, but there was news that LVMH, which is Louis Vuitton, Moet, Hennessy, they sold Off-White to the Blue Star Alliance company. Now, like I said, if you're not into fashion, if you're not into, you know, Off-White, Virgil, all that, you probably didn't care. I mean, hear the news, or you probably don't care, but yesterday was Virgil's birthday, like I said, and I seen this yesterday, but I didn't really like pay too much attention to it. But this morning when I woke up, I seen a couple posts about it, seen a couple videos about it, and after like hearing the news, I got extremely pissed off about this situation. First of all, I think it's dirty that they sold Virgil's brand on his birthday. I think that's dirty right there. But first of all, I want to go over what LVMH is. Like I said, it's Louis Vuitton, Moet, and Hennessy. Now, Arnold Barnett, who owns this company, 1987, Louis Vuitton merged with alcohol and spirits, Moet and Hennessy, and that's when they started LVMH. So in 1854, that's when this French fashion house, Louis Vuitton, started. And in 1987, that's when this merger with the conglomerate with Moet Hennessy, and they formed this company, LVMH. Now, if you're asking, what does LVMH do? They create synergies between prestigious brands. Now, I'm reading all this. This is all notes that I found online, and I printed this out. And leather brand, I mean, the prestigious brands could be leather goods, cosmetics, perfume, spirits, luxury hotels, media, a lot of things like that. And they own 75 luxury brands: Dior, Givenchy, Fendi, Celine, Kenzo, Tiffany, Bulgari, Marc Jacobs, Stella McCartney, Sephora. So those are just a few of the brands. They own way more than that. They have 75 luxury brands, and those were just a few. The Dior, Givenchy, Fendi, you know, those are just a few of the brands that they own. Now, if you're asking me why am I so upset about this, it's because this is why, because the reason why I love Off-White, well, Virgil and Off-White a lot, is because Virgil, to me, he brought a whole new sense of fashion to me. I have always been into streetwear. Like I said, if you watch my previous videos, you know, Pharrell was like the first guy who I really, like, Pharrell basically introduced me to a whole nother world of fashion when I started to really pay attention to him and what he did with BBC and ice cream. And then Nigo came along, who was basically helping him with everything. Then I started to get into Nigo and Bape and all the things that he was doing, and that really kind of opened my eyes, you know. And I can say the same for Kanye West too. Kanye West opened my eyes to a lot of fashion, but it's, for me personally, it started with Pharrell. When Virgil came along, Virgil basically introduced me to like the luxury side of fashion. Because like I said, I've never been into Louis Vuitton. I've never been into Gucci. Of course, I like a lot of their stuff. A lot of people do, but you know, I feel like that I'm a normal person. I can't afford Louis Vuitton. I can't afford Gucci, and I'm one of those people, like, I'm not gonna have a Louis Vuitton belt and that's the only thing I got. Like, I'm just like, I gotta put it all together. And as a young kid, you know, I've always watched, like, I've been into fashion my whole life, so I would watch fashion shows and stuff, but a lot of stuff you see, like in fashion shows, you don't really see people wearing it on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the Louis Vuitton and Gucci stuff, you know, Givenchy, Fendi, yeah, you might see some of it, but a lot of the stuff is like, you know, where I am, where I'm from, I never see people wear this stuff. You know what I mean? So that was something that I really appreciated from Virgil, was showing me the whole luxury side, but I still never got into any of those brands. I was just always into Off-White. And then this started for me probably like 4 or 5 years ago, where I told myself I'm only going to support black designers. Now, it's not like a racist thing. Like I said, I love Arc'teryx. I'm pretty sure that's not a black designer. I've always loved Carhartt. I'm pretty sure that's not a black designer. I love Nike. That's not a black designer. So it's not like I only buy black designers, but you know, like I really, because you know, I'm a black man myself. I've always wanted to create my own clothing line and things like that. So like Kanye, Pharrell, you know, those are like the same names I'm always going to say, because those two guys really just like led that vision for me. So once I got introduced to Virgil, like I just love how his designs and everything he was doing was so different. And I got introduced to Virgil right around the Pyrex time. So this was like way before he even made Off-White. Because like I said, once again, when Off-White first came out, I couldn't afford it. You know what I mean? It took me a while to save up to get. I have one pair of Off-White sweatpants that I got. That's probably like the only thing that I have. Like all the rest of the Virgil things that I have is like collabs that he's done. So it was way more cheaper stuff. But like for the one pair of Off-White sweatpants, I paid like $700 for these sweatpants. My Off-White Jordan 5s that I have, I paid $1,200, almost $1,300 for that shoe. And that's my favorite shoe of all time. You know what I mean? So like it took me some time to collect these things, but I have like this Off-White bag right here. I don't even remember how much I paid for that, but I don't have that much Off-White, you know what I mean? I just have a lot of like Virgil collabs that he's done. Anyway, that's like my whole spiel with Virgil and all this stuff. So I've always been a fan of Virgil and everything. And even after he passed away, you know, it just made me want to represent him more. And I always said in one of my last videos I did, the West Side Guns video I did, West Side Gun is the only like person that I see still representing Virgil. He's still, I think he has one more piece he's going to release that a collab t-shirt that he's done with Virgil. So like eventually you're not going to see anything by Virgil anymore. And I think that's, I'm not going to say that because you still might see people come out with stuff, but it's like nobody is really keeping his name alive. And the reason why this situation pisses me off is because now, before Pharrell was the head, Pharrell is now the head of Louis Vuitton men's. But before Pharrell was there, Virgil was there. And we all know Virgil passed, so Pharrell got this job. But it's like, as Pharrell being one of my favorite, like, pioneers of fashion and all this stuff, it's like, how can you guys not keep Off-White going and keep Off-White alive? You're telling me that you guys are doing Dior, Givenchy, Fendi, Celine, Kenzo, Bulgari. You have all these other massive luxury brands, but you just sell Off-White. The Blue Star Alliance company, they have brands like Hurley, Scotch and Soda, BB, English Laundry, and Brookstone. Those last two, English Laundry and Brookstone, I've never heard of in my life. I've maybe had like one Hurley shirt or two in my life. I have seen the Scotch and Soda store only because I live in New Jersey. I feel like in Ohio, I mean, there might be Scotch and Sodas all over. I don't know. I've never purchased anything from that store, but I do like their stores. But as you can see, the Blue Star Alliance, they're like down here. They're not carrying luxury brands. This isn't any high fashion stuff. You know, you can get a Hurley shirt from TJ Maxx and Marshalls. And that was something I heard another content creator saying, is that you're going to see the brand Off-White is going to go down, and you're going to be able to buy this at Marshalls and TJ Maxx and, you know, these lower stores, which is, I don't mind that, because if you go to Off-White's website right now and you look at some of the prices for the shirts and hoodies, it makes me sick. It's like really expensive for any piece from Off-White. So if that would happen, to see Off-White go to like a Marshalls or TJ Maxx, that would be insane. And to me, it's like, you have this great designer in Pharrell, who, like, the last stuff he just did, his last drop he did with Louis Vuitton, like the cowboy stuff, that was fire. That whole fall drop, summer drop, whatever. That whole lineup was fire that he did. And just to see Off-White just get like thrown to the side, I mean, at least to me, that's what it's like. It's just like they're just throwing it away. Because if you just look at the brands that they have now, it's like none of those brands, nobody's wearing none of that stuff. Nobody's talking about the newest Hurley drop. Nobody's talking about the newest Scotch and Soda drop. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that they're nice clothes, not saying that they're affordable clothes. That's fine. But, you know, when you, one of the videos I've seen about Virgil was somebody, I think he was out of college or something, and somebody asked him why was Off-White so expensive. And Virgil said because to him, it's not just a clothing brand, you know, it's a whole world. It's a whole, like Virgil was doing so many things. Like, I mean, he was making like furniture, he was making plates, spoons, forks, speakers, like literally everything, you know what I mean? So it's like, because what I thought was gonna happen was his wife would take over Off-White, and, you know, I would thought she would definitely could have the help of, I feel like there's so many people that helped Virgil, I mean, that Virgil helped while he was here. It's like you don't see that same love. Like, I feel like Kanye should be able to help out. I feel like Pharrell should be able to help out in a way, you know what I mean? Even somebody like Westside Gunn, who he's doing his own thing, but it's like all these guys work with all the best creative designers in the world, you know what I mean? And to see this happen on his birthday is, you know what I mean, from a fan of Virgil, this is trash. This is trash. I feel like the Off-White, they could have done something, you know, but I definitely would have liked for them to keep this in his family. I know Virgil has kids. I think he has a son or maybe even his daughter, but I feel like one of his kids eventually will probably take on what their dad was doing and will want to finish, you know, Virgil's legacy. And, you know, for him to have kids and you have this whole great brand Off-White and to just sell it, and to me, you're basically throwing it away, because I don't think it's ever gonna, I think Off-White has reached his peak, honestly. Off-White, I think, will never get back to where it is. Now, like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen as far as like the future of Off-White, if they do end up selling it at, you know, these other stores. But it's like, if you have an Off-White piece now, it's gonna kind of like, the value of Off-White is gonna go down tremendously. You know, I think if that's anything to keep Virgil's name alive, I would think, you know, they would want to keep Off-White going and keep Off-White great. I'm pretty sure Virgil had millions of ideas written down that they could have used, you know, once a year or do something, you know, because I don't even think like his collabs with Nike, I don't even think they're going to put those out anymore. So it sucks, man, because now after Virgil passed, like it's crazy, because I made a video yesterday saying the same thing about how the sneaker game is just horrible now. But I think that has a lot to do with people with reselling. But fashion right now is just like dead. Like it is. It's horrible. It is. And I'm talking about like as far as streetwear. I think like the luxury side is always going to be there. But that's why personally for myself, you see me starting to get into other brands like Arc'teryx. I'm still, you know, Cortez, I think, is still probably my favorite brand right now. They just had a drop this past weekend. So, yeah, man, what do you guys think about this? I just can't believe they would sell it on his birthday, too. Because that's what really pissed me off. I was like, you guys did this on his birthday like it was a good thing or something. Like, so, I don't know, man. So, leave your comments below. Y'all know Virgil was my guy, man. And, yeah, this really pissed me off right here. So, but other than that, man, I'm doing the next video y'all gonna see me drop. I'm doing a video on my Raiders t-shirt collection. Y'all can see right here. So that's the next one I'm doing. I was kind of looking for something to make some content about yesterday, so that'll probably be my next one. But this video, I just had to speak on this. This is just trash. This is trash. So everybody that work at Off-White, work for Off-White, y'all should be mad at yourself. Somebody should have stood up for Virgil. And V, I hope you're looking down below and know Steppa always gonna represent you, man. You always gonna be my favorite designer, man. Hopefully I can get more Off-White. So hopefully if I can get it for cheaper, I don't care if they sell Off-White for $2 at Walmart. I will buy it and I'm gonna have it in the collection, because at the end of the day, it's from Virgil, man. So, but none of the new stuff. Like, I want the old Off-White. So if y'all got any old Off-White y'all want to get rid of, hit me up. I'll link my IG down below. But other than that, man, love y'all. Peace. Be safe out there. Stay prayed up. Make sure y'all just nice to everybody, man. You dig? Love y'all.